Morning, welcome to 39 weeks pregnant, baby number 5. I've got a few things to update today. Today is Thursday, which means I'm actually 39 weeks today. Also means that in New Zealand, our COVID level went down to level 2 today, which is cool. It changes things at the birthing centre. I rang them this morning and asked some questions, and so before I was only allowed to have one support person at the birth. That person was not allowed to be under 16 years of age, and once that person could choose to stay with me for the whole 3 days, but if they left they could not come back, and also no visitors. So that has changed. You can have two people at the birth. Now you can still have that one support person stay the whole time if you like. The second person has to leave, I believe they said 2 hours after the birth. Or did they say 4? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was 2 hours after the birth. Usually when there's no COVID at all, you can have as many people attend the birth as you want, and they can stay for as long as they want, like within visiting hours. So the second person has to leave after 2 hours, and we are now allowed visitors. You can have up to 4 visitors a day, only 2 at a time. The people have to be screened, so no sickness or anything like that in the last few weeks. And they are allowed to bring food in with them, which is cool as well. So the support person who can choose to stay the whole time if they want to, will be supplied with breakfast. I get supplied with 3 meals a day every day, and that's free. That's just part of being there. There's no charge at the birthing centres in New Zealand, not for the designated time. If you're a New Zealand citizen, if you stay longer than the 3 days, I think it's 2 nights or 3 days, if you stay longer than the allotted time, you can choose to, but it costs after that per night. I think they will allow you to stay for free if you're having trouble getting baby to latch or something like that, or you're stressed or in pain, but as long as everything's okay, you go home at the end of the 3rd day. Or you can choose to stay longer, but it's quite costly. So you get those 3 days free with 3 meals a day. Your support person, my support person, will be supplied breakfast each day, but not lunch or dinner. So they have a menu there that you can order from, and it costs. But now with the law coming down, we're allowed to take our own food in with us. So I can take meals for her for the 3 days if we chose to. And now that we can have visitors, they're allowed to bring food, or you can order food in. So that's pretty cool too. So the doors will still be locked. Someone has to ring the bell, and then the visitors or someone delivering food, and then they come down and they screen you and whatnot. But yeah, that's relaxed a whole lot, so I feel a lot better about that. And my brother will get to come and visit, and yeah, that's pretty neat. The reflux has chilled right out. It's still there, not a lot, but it comes and goes. Nowhere near as intense as it has been, but I have been getting back a bit of the nausea. I feel like it's the same sort of nausea that I had right at the start, the kind of morning sickness. Having vivid dreams that baby's born, also that our cat's back. Our cat's been missing for, I think it's day 5 today. And each night I dream that baby's here and that the cat's back, and so maybe the cat will come back when the baby comes home. Maybe that's what that means. We've settled on a middle name. Can't remember if I said that last week. I feel like I did, actually. What else? That's about it. My back is still pretty sore. Actually, my back's been feeling not too bad. It's still sore, but it's not steadily getting worse like it was. I had a few rough nights because I've been tired from my 2-year-old and now 4, She's just turned 4 recently. Sometimes I forget. Waking in the middle of the night and wanting to come into my bed, which normally would be fine, but I'm uncomfortable at the moment, so it's hard to fit them both in at the moment. Nothing's fitting me anymore. It's frustrating. All my jerseys, like my tummy hangs out the bottom, which I just don't like. Got a nice long one on today, can tuck into my pants. I'm quite happy about that, but my jersey doesn't cover, so that's funny. We can go shopping now if we want to, now that COVID's come down down to level 2. Our supermarket's always open and just had the social distancing laws, but now things like Kmart and the warehouse will be open, so that's pretty cool. I feel like a trip into town might just be what I need to put me into labor. I had a really good sleep last night and a big sleep in this morning, so I told my mum I'm having a big rest for tonight, because I tend to go in the night time. Like, I start contracting late in the evening and then tend to not sleep through the night because I'm too excited, and go into the centre early hours of the morning. So if that's anything to go by, there's something crawling across my toenail. It's a ladybug or something. If that's anything to go by, then it could be early tomorrow morning, or it could not be. Seems to be stubborn like his father and just hanging on. Might make it to due date and pass this morning. Today is our nephew's birthday on Jason's side, so I was quite happy not to steal his day. But tomorrow's a good day, 15th, and that's a Friday or even Saturday. Jason's second guess was the 18th, which is Monday, and my brother has court on Tuesday, so it would be nice before then, so he definitely gets to meet him just in case. So now I'm going to read you week 38, and that's probably about it. I can't remember if I have a midwife appointment. I may have one tomorrow. 38, week 39, that's better. I'm going to read you week 39. I feel like I might have one tomorrow, so I better go and check my my birthing book thing that my midwife gave me. It's bright out here, that's why I keep squinting to see when our next appointment was, because I know it was going to be next Tuesday, and we had it penciled in for then, and just before I walked out I remembered that that's my brother's court date, so I couldn't have my appointment that day. So I feel like she said she would see me Friday or Monday. I'll go and look anyway. But here's my week 39. What's going on? The cervix gets softer and thinner, ready to open wide enough for baby's head to come through. Anytime now it could release the mucus plug, which will end up on your knickers and is a sign that labor could start within hours. That's never happened to me before, but either yesterday or the day before I had like, it was only the tiniest bit of something that I thought could slightly resemble that. I would assume it would be a lot bigger, so maybe it was kind of a piece off of it, you know. And I was expecting more to come that day, and it didn't. The uterus is still practicing contractions, and fact that pesky Mrs. Braxton Hicks may be visiting rather too often and possibly confusing you about whether it's actually labor or not. Now that has been happening. I don't know if they're Braxton Hicks or not, because from what I understand, Braxton Hicks are not painful, but I have been having random contractions over the last 2 weeks, and I'll get all excited, right, and so I'll look at my phone to get a time to see when, to gauge kind of when they start. And then I think I get too excited, and I don't know if I put it off or what. Sometimes I'll have sort of 3, 4, 5 within the space of an hour and think that something's starting, and then it just doesn't progress to anything. And Jason gets excited every time as well, so I don't even tell him now. He'll like see my face every now and then, and he'll be like, contraction, contraction, and I'll be like, no. But yeah, that's frustrating. Yesterday I was on the ball for a good couple of hours, just bouncing on the ball and watching One Born Every Minute, thinking maybe that would set me off, but didn't happen. You're probably completely fed up with being pregnant and have forgotten what your feet look like. Well, I can still see my feet. I don't have any problem with that. I'm still enjoying being pregnant and loving this time and feeling him inside me, but at the same time I'm so ready. I'm impatient. I just want to go and have him here. Your baby's genitals at this point have been overexcited by all your extra hormones and will be very large indeed in comparison to the rest of the body. They will return to a more seemly size a few days after the birth. Overall, the baby's growth slows down this week in preparation for birth. Weight about 3.2 kgs. The kids were watching Paw Patrol. The little two were watching because the older two were doing some homeschool, but the bigger two finished their science experiment, so joined the little two watching Paw Patrol, and I think it's just finished. So I'm going to wrap this video up, but I will say, I don't remember if I said this last week, so I'm going to say it anyway. It's not a this week symptom, but 2 weeks ago one of my feet swelled right up and it really grossed me out. It was just one ankle and I was like rubbing it and trying to figure out what was going on, walking on it. It grossed me out, but it went down after about 2 or 3 days. It hasn't come back again. So that was a random symptom that I haven't put in yet. And yeah, just all these fake contractions that get me excited and then end up in nothing. So I think there's nothing else to report except I'm ready to go, and I'm crossing my fingers, hoping that it's any day now and that we don't go past due date, and that if we do, it's just gonna happen before my birthday. Yeah, so have fun, stay safe, and keep on keeping on. Hopefully the next video you'll see me with a baby and not with a 40-week pregnant belly. See you later, guys.